Last Monday, I mentioned to you guys that we would break out of our shooting woes after going 3 for 20 at McNeese and some of the other games that we shot the ball poorly, 2 for 10 against Jackson State for the last two, and we were able to do that this week. The first half against Louisiana Tech, we went inside out, made our first 5 threes, which helped us stay in the game because of foul trouble. Our entire front line had 2 fouls in the first half, so we had to do some substitution. Thought we managed the game well in the first half, and were able to come out the second half and play extremely well and get a lead and be able to hang on against Louisiana Tech. Then we turned around against Centenary, shot the ball extremely well again. Got off to a quick start, were able to force the issue a little bit, put some pressure on those guys, and got out to a comfortable lead. Had all 12 players that dressed played in the first half, and all 12 scored. And everyone played 13 minutes to 21 minutes. So good to see Xavier Rimmer come out of his shooting woes and make some three-point shots. We know he can do that, and to make 5 out of 5 in a short span, that's pretty impressive. 3 minutes, I believe. And I've had that happen one other time in a game, and it certainly can change the outcome of the game. Last time it was in the first half of a ball game, and it ended the game in the first half by building a big lead for our team. Shooting 16 for 26, we talked about, Dan and I talked about afterwards, the last time we shot that well. I remember an exhibition game a couple of years ago. I want to say we were 14 for 19 at the half against Loyola in the first half, and 7 different guys made threes. And then we didn't shoot it well the second half. So we shot it well both halves this game. We're 7 for 11, and then come back and go, 9 for 15 the second half. So we're starting to play a little bit better. We're getting healthy, and opportunity to continue to make progress and get ready for a good Milligan team on Wednesday. They have an athletic group. They've got a guy named Mickey Woods that we're very familiar with that prepped over at Port Arthur Memorial in Texas. He's averaging 17 points per game for him, a good player, and this is a homecoming for him. They're going to tag with us and piggyback, go play Lamar a couple days later. So he'll be ready to play as a senior. He's their leading scorer, and they've got another guy named Julian Bailey that's averaging 10 and 8, that's very active on the glass and a good player. So be a different game. They got off to a great start. They're 10 and 4. They started the season 8-0, but they've lost a couple recently and had some injuries, and lost an overtime game as well.
Questions? Coach, obviously, talk's going to be the last few games about Sean playing really well, and of course, Xavier the other night getting a stroke and starting to shoot really well again. But talk a little bit about Jay Wright, and one thing that's been noticeable during you guys' stretch as well, playing well, is that he's only averaging about 1 turnover a game, a point guard, playing good defense, and giving you an opportunity to play.
Well, he's our best on-ball defender. Certainly, we need that to get out and pressure the basketball, and he's done a really good job for us. And we missed him at McNeese because of that reason, and certainly to handle some pressure. But the other night against Louisiana Tech, I want to say he had 4 assists, 1 turnover, and logged a lot of minutes. He didn't shoot the ball great, but he hit 2 big three-point shots for us. But he's getting better each time out. He's starting to feel more comfortable and understand what we are looking to do on the offensive end of the floor. Certainly like the group that we have now to play on a regular basis. We need to get some more experience with them. We subbed a lot the other day against Centenary and didn't play that first unit together as much as we have. But with Sean being out and Jay, we've gone back and forth and juggled a lineup, and it's good to see Xavier make some threes again, because we want to get him back in the lineup at some point in time. And we're trying to make progress. We've got 2 games left before conference, and I think we feel a lot better now than we did the first game, yes.
When guys are seeing the ball go in the basket, like Rimmer, does that help them out defensively? Kind of maybe give them some more energy on the other end of the floor?
Absolutely. It works both ways. We try to score off our defense, take the ball from the other team. The first basket of the game, I think, was a steal and a dunk by Brian Williams on Saturday afternoon. But we want to play aggressive defensively to score, and then offensively we want to shoot the ball well to play better defense. So it works both ways, and when guys are shooting the ball well, they want to get back to the other end in a hurry.
How much does it help when you go small and you got Stowe playing sometimes as far down as the 3 and the 4 maybe, and Gronkowski doing kind of the same thing? How much does that help as far as, you know, when they're back at their original position, giving them like the knowledge of what these other guys are doing?
Well, it's good. Those guys understand and are able to do that. Certainly against the zone, we play small sometimes. And you guys remember last year and the years past, I've mentioned that when you get in trouble, you play small, and when you get in real trouble, you play smaller. And that's up to the NBA level of basketball. Teams always do that. We like to play small. Sometimes matchups force that, as it did the other day. Centenary's biggest player was about 6'6". And so we were able to play small at times and get some more experience, and plus it can help us in our press as well.
Seems like you always had confidence that Sean was going to figure it out and get healthy and kind of emerge from that early season stuff. Is it good to see him doing it so soon? Where do you expect him to do this?
Yeah, we expect him to do it every day. He is a really good player that can score the basketball. I don't know if slump's the right word. He wasn't productive, and I think inefficient. Those are two better words for him. He was injured. We go to Auburn. He can't really play. He has 6'2". He can't move. Didn't play at Vegas. Came back and has played pretty well since then and gotten better each time out, Luke. And 10 for 12 from the field was pretty good the other day. I thought he rebounded the ball great against Tech. He had, 24 and 15 in 24 minutes. And there was no question he was the most dominant player on the floor during that basketball game. So with time, with him back and getting in better condition and getting the reps, hopefully the numbers will stay and increase, and it helps us all, as Dave mentioned earlier, to play together as we go into league play.
You've been talking to Jay a lot about Sean trying to break through frustration. Was the La Tech game a big chunk to get it past maybe that level of frustration?
With Sean?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we've all been frustrated at times, and it was good to see him having fun, going out there and playing in front of his friends and family, and putting some joy back in the game. I think all our guys enjoyed that game, and it was one thing to play during dead day. We've never done that before since I've been here, and to go out there where our opponent's out of school in the quarter system and doesn't have anything to worry about basketball, and we still have final exams going on. It's a little bit different feel for a coach and a team, and it was mentally and physically exhausting playing that game. So I'm glad we had some fun with it.
A lot of the Cajuns are down in New Orleans Saturday. You'll be up in Natchitoches. Talk about that Northwestern game coming up.
Northwestern State plays the same way that they've always played, Mike, and Coach McConaughey does a good job. He's got a couple of very good players on his roster that are having good seasons for him. And they're dangerous. You're going to have to go in there and play them. You have to take good care of the ball. You're going to have to outplay them on both ends of the floor to come out with a victory. And it'll be our first trip up there. We scrimmaged up there the first year that I was here at UL, and we haven't played. This is part of the return game from a year ago where they came and played us here, and we were fortunate to beat those guys in the game here. But could be an up and down game, could be a high scoring game. They usually are when you go to Northwestern, and we'll have to fight through foul trouble possibly or other adversity to win that basketball game. We'll practice here on Friday morning. Bryant Bond will be graduating Friday morning. I'm going to attend that, and then we'll practice, and then we'll take off and go up to Natchitoches. They are having graduations themselves, so we won't be able to get on the floor on Friday, and we'll try to get there early enough to go by the Hall of Fame and let the guys see Coach Shipley's exhibit that's still front and center.
How long did it take Jay Wright to get to know guys and is it still kind of an ongoing process?
I think it's still ongoing, Tim, as far as game preparation. You know, this summer he was here and played really good, but pickup's a different thing. And he's learning to know where Sean is, some of our other guys, Devontae, where he can deliver him the ball. We missed some guys the other night. I don't know if you guys recognize that in the first half, but Casey and Jay were playing fine, but they didn't see a couple of things that I saw, and I pulled them out and explained that to them while they were on the pine. So they've got to recognize things a little bit better. But I think just with experience and time, he's starting to learn his teammates better.
Coach, just like women's basketball, Coach pointed out for this last game in Northwestern, you got no break before you, 10-day break before you end up playing Little Rock. They have a game that they squeezed in, but you're not going to go to the game. Coach, like about that, because that's going to be Coach Shields, and that's going to be a tough matchup if we're out of that break.
Yeah, that'll be a big game when it's after Christmas we start back. We don't have a game on purpose. I mean, we like giving our guys a break. We'll get a 5-day break and come back the day after Christmas to practice. And we've squeezed a lot of games in a tight window, and having 2 per week here, getting back on a routine. And then when we come back, I believe we're going to play 4 in a week or 4 in 8 days right after Christmas, and then we'll settle back into 2 per week. But these 2 games coming up will help us. We'll get a good break, get rested, come back and have 3 good days of practice, or 4 actually, and then get ready for Arkansas Little Rock.
You mentioned matching up with Centenary's smaller guards, their smaller lineups. This situation this week, is it a similar thing or more conventional?
Could be similar. They're Northwestern State's biggest guy will be 6'8" Marvin Frazier that starts for them.
How about
Milligan, I'm sorry, Julian Bailey is one of their bigger guys. They've got a couple of 6'8" guys. One of them is injured right now, so I'm not sure if he's going to play. But they're well coached, and it could be a game, yes, where we wind up playing small as well. We want to use our size to our advantage. Sean being the one guy that's really comfortable in there at this stage with JJ and View out and Scotty redshirting. But we want to play inside out, and we did that against Tech, and we also did it against Centenary.
How do you teach kids to play smarter when you get a little bit of foul trouble, to pick up an early foul, not pick up an early second one? I mean, he did actually a good job against La Tech, which is real big.
Try to move your feet. I mean, hands off, be alert. You need to think a play ahead. You know, sometimes we're reactive to the play that's being made, and we want to think a play ahead so you don't get yourself in trouble offensively or defensively.